I hope it rains. I want a downpour to flood me again, to soak me through. I hope it rains. I want a downpour to flood me again, to soak me through. I wanna hear it roar up above me. Remember, your love is enough to keep me warm. I hope it rains. You pray for the sunshine, I pray for the rain. You pray for the sunshine, I pray for the rain. Flood me again, you pray for the sunshine. Sunshine, I pray for the rain. I hope it rains. I want a downpour, flood me again, to soak me through. I wanna hear it roar up above me. Remember, your love is enough to keep me warm. I hope it rains.
Summer is no comparison. Breathing deeply, sun on your skin. Sleep
is crying out, send the heavens down. We're still longing for your whole kingdom. Though we've seen you move, there is more in you, so we're longing for your whole kingdom. Earth is crying out, send the heavens down. We're still longing for your whole kingdom.
There is a balm in Gilead. It comes like wisdom, speaks like children. It's a sight to the blind and a strength to my weakness. It's something for soul, body, mind. There is a balm in Gilead. It's a rest for the weary, a song to the sore. It's like dew to my dryness that fills me with joy when I had none.
This is Mary and Michael. And it's Friday. We're kicking off a little bit early today because we know, just like you guys, we gotta go get our milk and our bread and get ready for the big snow that could be 3, 5, or 1 inch of snow for our area. That's a big deal.
Or nothing.
And there's not just one storm. No. There's 3 in a row. Bam, bam, bam. So, we're kind of getting ready and making sure that Mike's mom's going to have the things she needs to. And we do have gas heat. So, hence hot water, clean hair, lovely hot baths. So, it only took us a week. And I told the gas guy that spit baths are great every once in a while, but after a week, it gets really old. So he told me he never wanted to take one of those. And this morning we noticed that our neighbor put a video of the creek in front of his house online, so we got to see that the road that our house is on is out of commission because the culvert was literally floating up on top. Not supposed to happen. So flooding is a big deal. So I'm gonna have some pictures of some of the flooding in the area going up to the farm and some of the rivers, so you guys will get to see and enjoy those wonderful flooding pictures. So we had to take a different route to the house today.
Not too bad out of the way though.
Which is all right.
Not too bad. I mean, considering the other way has 2 low water bridges and what they call the dry creek, which is a big ditch. Really, it's dry when it's not flooding, but it wasn't too bad.
Okay, so I was telling Mike about a few years ago when I lived there on the farm. I was telling him about the time that the McElroy Road fell through in 2 different places, and I remembered a car just like boom, sinking, and they had to get a couple tractors or whatever to come and get it out. And then it took, I don't know how long, a long time for that road to be fixed, and we had to like walk part of the way to church and all that fun stuff. And when I was telling him about it, I used a southern slang word that I am familiar with, but Mike is not. And so Mike, tell him what the wonderful word is.
Loblolly.
Yes, it was a huge loblolly, which means, I looked it up, mud hole. It's a big old mud hole. That's what it was. But instead of saying mud hole, loblolly sounds much better. Don't you think? I think. So anyway,
Nobody outside of Mary's family knows probably what a loblolly is, but if you know what one is, say so in the comments. But what else would you call them a road that's sunk in or washed out is what I would call it. I wouldn't call it a loblolly. It makes me think of a lollipop.
Yeah, and then we got on the topic of pine trees. Because Mike says that a loblolly pine tree is...
It's a pine tree. It's like the ones that's we're kind of going by right now. Those were loblolly pines or longleaf pines, or there's many kinds of different pines. But I remember from working for the FSA that loblolly was a kind of pine.
Not the big, tall, skinny kind, but the big, poofy kind with lots of branches, right?
Sure.
All right, I'm sure you guys have these conversations about vocabulary and the way things work. Because we're just figuring out.
Flatlander, hillbilly.
Okay, so he didn't think he had any, but then I reminded him of the old Hornersvillian spot called the Joho. And when he first mentioned it to me when I lived there with him, when we first got married, I didn't know what a Joho was. I had no idea what he's talking about. So Mike, explain what the Joho is.
Somebody used to live there. His name was Joe. And there was a hole there. Joe hole.
You see, everybody has something in their neighborhood like this. I love this kind of stuff. All right, well, anyway, back to the house. So, what have we done with the house this week?
Well, the carpenters did some work and
Yeah.
we stood around and watched.
Yeah, pretty much. We are like, there's nothing we can do.
We finished up they stopped working on the house for just a day or two there and went back out, went to the shop, not back out, but to the shop and framed in our bathroom / well house and put in all the fixtures, as far as, electrical outlets, insulated it, closed it off, put walls, exteriors. On the top of it's got a joist, a joist up on top that way we can use for storage on top. So got plywood, OSB all over it. So it's pretty much done. We're just waiting on the well man to come and finish up that for us and putting our actual bathroom in there, but we ain't got the septic system yet, so that stuff's later. But then they got the metal in and went back to the house, and they been working on that for the last couple of days. But just a little bit prior to that, they done a little bit inside the house. They plumbed the lines for vent pipes and the one bathtub that we put in. He plumbed that as well. So that's about all he's done this week, but there's some other little oddity and stuff he has done too, like laid a gas line for when we have LP tank. What else has he done, me?
Well, the hot water heater was supposed to arrive today, but we told him the road was out. Wasn't really sure if he knew the back route, so...
There's a big loblolly in it.
And he could come later with that. That's not really an urgent, so we didn't want him to have trouble because the creeks were flooded pretty bad. So, all right, so hot water heater, laid the gas line, putting the metal up on the porches and the carport. They started the carport today. And I believe, since it's only going to be like 1 degree this next week with snow, I think they're going to try to work inside the house. And they've got all the windows plasticed up. And it should be warmer with the metal up on the porches, because before that it was just like a tent. It was like a tent. Now it's more like a wigwam. without any heat source. So I don't know how this is going to work. I've already told him I'm a wimp. He says I'm unhealthy, and I agreed. I am. So I'm not capable of handling that type of weather. I don't really like cold that much.
If you're not used to it, you're not used to it.
But they are. So basically told me not to worry. But I am glad that there's a little heated room in the shop that they can go and either lunch in and just a place to warm up, because I don't want them getting sick. And I don't want to be sick neither. So beyond that, I don't know what else they got done, because I was at our rent house waiting on the gas guy to get there for part of the week, and so I'll just kind of catch up with Mike and tell him, what did we buy today or whatever. And we found out too that we ordered the wrong louver door for the hot water heater room.
Well, the wrong size.
Yeah, we got the wrong size, because we kind of strayed a little bit from the plan.
Well,
And
he didn't follow the plan.
that kind of messes up a little bit. So
Not bad. Actually, it was a good thing what he done, because by following the plan, it wouldn't have been big enough opening and big enough little spot. We just have a little closet like for the hot water heater, and it was big enough to house a hot water heater, but it wasn't going to be big enough really to have the door, so for future use of taking one in and out. So he done us a favor by making it different. But we had already ordered the louvered doors, and we got the wrong sizes, so now we get to order them again. And the supplier has been very gracious in helping us out with that. So
yeah, he's pretty smart. And our M&M buddies, man, I do not know, because they kind of interpret what we don't understand.
yeah,
So we just tell them what our builder says and just wait. And if they need more detail, we try to tell them what he's doing and where he's working at. And they usually help us figure it out. Thankfully, man, I'm so thankful. But other than that, this week I think mainly everybody in our area is gearing up for the weather. And it's not mainly the snow.
it's the cold.
Yeah, we're not used to the temperatures falling to 0 degrees and staying there for 3 days or more. I can't remember how long it's supposed to be that cold.
Well, off and on for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be negative temperature, negative for what we're, well, not negative, but way below average.
Oh, and we tried out a new eating place today. Since we go through M&M to Lumber's in Maynard, and since we go through there all the time, and Mike's been seeing this one restaurant, we decided to stop in the Hillbilly Junction. Now, is that not just perfect for us? So,
For one of us is not a hillbilly.
oh, you are now.
Will
You
be.
are now.
Will be.
But it was really good, and they were really sweet to us. So if you get a chance and you're in the way of Maynard, go to Hillbilly Junction and say hey. Well, I think we're in the big city now, and I better get off of this phone, because
Compared to where we're living, yeah, it's a big city.
because we got things we gotta do. So we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Peace out.
Have my